want to start a podcast one day? Welcome to Adulting. This is what the fuck dumb stuff.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be able to do it.
I'd run through a wall for you. Maybe.
Depends on what ball.
Yeah.
Look what the Lord has done. Great God is honestly just, he's so good. Wait. Welcome back to the Revision Podcast, episode 4. I'm Grant.
I'm Will. How's your week?
It's good. That was a good week. I don't remember.
I guess 2 weeks, actually.
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks. To be honest, I can't remember what I've done the past couple weeks, honestly.
Nice.
Just a lot of nothing, honestly.
Yeah. I feel like last week was pretty hectic because we started small groups,
Mm-hmm.
and then we had other small groups, and then we had to go lay mulch.
Yeah. There's just no time for it, but it's all right.
Yeah. Busy. Got jobs and stuff.
What do we do on the weekend?
This
Oh,
weekend?
we had Oak Bridge Block Party.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, I didn't make it.
Oh, yeah. It's all right.
Yeah.
Well, I had fun there.
Yeah, face painting.
No. I didn't face paint. Face painted for about...
You attempted.
I did two minutes of it, and the 2 kids that I did paintings for hated it, so I took myself off the roster. I was
Yeah,
like, I'm not doing
fair.
this anymore, and it's for the best.
Yeah.
If I did any more kids would have been mad.
Yeah,
and,
no, they understand.
Yeah, and I understood.
Yeah.
Parents were like, "This kid sucks." It's all right.
Taking 10 minutes.
I didn't even
Just
take
like-
long. It was just I couldn't do
That might
it.
have been your problem.
That was going too fast. I
don't know.
was doing small stuff too. I wasn't even doing like big drawings or big paintings or anything like that. It was just little stuff, and
It's okay. At least nobody cried.
that I know of.
Yeah, fair.
It's whatever.
Yeah. No, it sounded fun, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
We played Ghosts in the Graveyard.
We did play Ghost and Graveyard was so fun.
That was so fun.
That is legit my childhood right
Yeah.
there. Like my childhood game. And
Yeah.
we need to play it again.
Yeah. Let's do it. Revision does Ghosts in the Graveyard.
That wouldn't be fun with we tried that, only us two. We tried it.
We tried 1v1ing. It didn't work.
These guys probably don't even know what. Ghost in the Graveyard. Let me just give a brief example or how to play the game. Ghost in the Graveyard, there's a home base, which, like, in our case, it was a tree.
Yeah.
And we're in a backyard, and it's at night, and there's 2 people who are the ghost that
Yeah.
are guarding the graveyard. And they count all the way up to, like, 12 o'clock, like midnight, and they say, like, the ghosts are out tonight. And this sounds very unbiblical,
Yeah.
but I know it's made up, so it's whatever. But everyone has to like try to get to the home base without getting tagged by the ghost. And if you make it, then you're safe for next round. If you get tagged, then you're it for next round. I've been playing that. I played that game when I was younger. Like, I haven't played that game in about like 7 years maybe, and playing that with everybody, like a bunch of people my age, it was so fun.
Mm-hmm.
It went by so much faster because when I was younger, everyone would hide way longer,
Yeah.
and we had the patience for it. But now we're just like, let's just run for
A
it.
bunch of 20-year-olds
Yeah,
playing a game meant for elementary school.
I had fun though.
I did too. It was a blast.
We'll do it again.
Yeah. It's really good. It's like, I don't know, I just love like reminiscing on the past
Mm-hmm.
and how good stuff in the past was. Like God's faithfulness.
Come on.
Love reminiscing on that.
God's faithfulness, man.
It's the topic of today's episode.
We're so good at that. We're so good at transitioning into that stuff.
I can't throw it. I forgot.
Exaggerated. We're not good.
Yeah, we're not good at all. We're learning.
Anyways.
Did you see somebody said on the Google form, stop like saying next topic and stuff like that?
Like, you don't know what you're talking
Fair.
about. No. I remember whenever the first episode we were
I
doing
know.
that, I was
We were like, next topic.
yeah, we were doing
Next topic.
It's so bad, but it's all right. We haven't done that in a
We're
while.
learning.
Mm-hmm. But yes, today's topic is God's faithfulness. Not just God's faithfulness, but like how we could be faithful towards God and like trusting in His plan. Because I know for like a lot of people, that's kind of like it's like a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
Just like trusting in His timing, trusting that He has a plan for us. Like, because a lot of people go through life and like people our age, they don't know what their purpose is. They don't know if like God's speaking to them, and they think that like God's not in their life at all, and they lose faith sometimes. But I pulled a story from Genesis. It's basically the beginning of like faith, I guess, or like it's the story of Abram. Before he became Abraham, it was Abram, and the Lord was telling him that He's gonna make him into a great nation. He will be blessed. Just saying, like giving all these promises to Abraham or Abram and talking to him about the promised land, and Abram was like full faithfulness, just said, yes, I will do it because you are the Lord. And something I didn't even think about. Abram was 75 years old when this happened to
They
him.
also couldn't have kids.
Yeah, he wasn't.
They tried.
He had no kids at the time, and he was going to be the father to many nations. And he was 75 years old whenever that happened to him. And I mean, there's no other stories of them talking about Abram, saying like this stuff happened to him, like the Lord came to Abram and any of this stuff. So like this was the first time the Lord came to Abram.
Mm-hmm.
And Abram was faithful. He was like, yes, I will do what you asked me to, Lord. And that like there just shows like the faithfulness of him. But then he comes in a couple chapters later and tells them like, your people are going to be in slavery. They're going to be enslaved for many, many years. If you do this covenant, like the new covenant, like the covenant is going to take place and you will be enslaved for many, many years. And you guys won't get out until someone comes up. And Abram still did it, like no matter what. He was like, I'm going to do it because this is what the Lord tells me to. And that's how they get into like slavery, enslaved for 400 years. And then Moses rises up and then delivers them to the promised land. And
which is another story of faith in itself too, I think.
Definitely.
Not I think, I know.
Yeah. But him just like staying faithful, like you're going to be enslaved for 400 years. And you're not going to be around that for 400. You're not, like Abram wasn't even in slavery, I believe. Like it was his sons and all that stuff that like led him to slavery. And they had to have those people, like all the Jews had to have faith that the Lord will one day bring me out of this. And they didn't know how long they were going to be in there for, but one day they were brought out of that. And that faithfulness was just their faith was so strong that they waited until God came to them when they needed them most.
Yeah. Wonderful.
For real.
I think Moses too, like, had a lot of faithfulness in him, like in God. Because, I mean, he led them through the desert for 20 years to lead them to the promised land and then didn't even make it.
40 years.
40? I thought it was 20.
40.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So even helps my point even more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they always like talk about like the journey it was from like there to the promised land, and it should have been 11 days or like 9 days, something like that. And they just got lost. Like that's
Hmm.
legit what just happened. Like it was not like a 40-year journey. It was legit just they got lost multiple times. And I don't know, it's kind of funny,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Just yeah, they had a lot of faith. Moses had a lot of faith to take them, and they used used Moses in such a great way. I mean, he
Hmm.
legit wrote all these books in the Bible, so he knows Moses was a great man. So
Yeah. I think you can take the story of that too, and them getting lost as like what you were saying, like how people around our age or whatever, like almost lose faithfulness
mm,
because they're like, where's God at? He's not working in my life, blah, blah, blah. They were probably thinking the same thing, walking around the desert for 40 years, walking
mm-hmm,
and getting lost and walking in circles. I think that's like, it's like the lost sheep. Like, I think people nowadays are definitely lost on that journey of faithfulness. And they're not, they give up before they get to the end,
definitely.
which is like, not trying to tell people how to live their lives and stuff, but I feel like people quit right before they get to the like they're like almost there and they just
Mm-hmm,
give up.
definitely. And I believe that I like my faith in like God and His plan for me. Like is it's something so big that I can't like fathom what it's gonna
Hmm.
be. And I do believe that there are a lot of people who like bad stuff happens to them and they lose
Hmm.
faith in God
Yeah.
because sorry, well, why is this part of my plan? This isn't like what I want.
Yeah.
And right there is whenever you gotta like take a pause because it's like, yeah, it's not what you want because you don't know what you want.
Hmm.
Like what you want is not what God wants for you, which
Yeah.
is way better than what you want. And there's a lot of people who would probably question God, like, what's wrong with you? Like, why do you have this plan for me? Like, what could this possibly be
Yeah.
good for? And that's not the question they should be asking. The question should be, what is wrong with me? Why am I not listening to God's plan? Why am I not taking what God has for me
Hmm.
and just living and being faithful to God through all this stuff? And I don't know. It's hard to be. I would say it's hard to be faithful whenever you don't know like what's going on. Like when you don't have stuff going on in your life that like or God's not working. You feel like it's just plain like bland or something like that. You know?
Yeah. I mean, personally, like I've definitely been in that place in life. Like before I came to Christ, like I've always gone to church and stuff, and then I had all this like stuff happening in my life, and I was like, why would God do this to me? Blah blah. Blah. And then not until like I came to Christ, like I then realized that He was there the whole time, like giving me options and stuff, and I just didn't like. I never followed Him.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've always just like denied Him because He wronged me, which not like He didn't like because I thought He wronged me.
Yeah.
And then I learned more and I am more educated in like Christianity and everything now, and then like it's so obvious that He was there with me, like when I thought He was wronging me and I was just not like listening or doing anything His way.
Yeah.
So I was once at a place where I would say that I was very unfaithful, and then I eventually got back on the path. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Uh, like another like story in the Bible that talks a lot about faith is I look at the story of Jesus walking on water in Matthew 14 and through verse 22 through 33. They're on like a boat and like all the disciples are on a boat and like Jesus like stays back and he goes in the mountains and prays and it's like a bad storm on the water, and Jesus like decides to go and catch up to them and just starts walking on the water. Just the only way, Jesus knows how to do anything, just amaze people. And he's like walking towards them on the water, and they all think that he's like a ghost or something. Like they don't know what he is. They're calling out. And he like looks at them and he says, "Take courage, it is I. Do not be afraid." And while that was happening, like Peter says, "Lord, if it's you, tell me to come onto the water like with you." And Jesus, just like that, he's like, "Come, like I got you." And so like Peter steps out onto the boat, steps off the boat, into the water, and he's standing on the water with Jesus. He walks out towards him, and just like that, like he took a step outside of the boat. He knows every single time he does that, he's gonna fall into the water. And Peter's a fisherman. He lived on the water. He was a fisherman, just always, and he always knew never to get out of the boat because he won't stand on it.
Yeah.
And Jesus tells him, come out with me. And he does, and he stands on the water with him. That faith right there is so strong. Just like, I know my Lord is telling me to do this, I'm going to do it. And if he is who he says he is, then I'm going to stand with him. Then, while he's on the water, he looks around and he sees where he's at. He's standing on water. He sees all the waves coming, the wind's blowing hard, and he starts to sink. And Jesus grabs him, and while he's sinking, he pulls him up, and he's like, why do you have little faith? Like, he had a lot of faith, and then he looked around, he took his eyes off Jesus, looked around and saw what he was, and he started sinking. And that is like, it's hard to like say that like, oh, he has little faith because of that. Like, he has a lot of faith because he stepped on, but as soon as he took his eyes off Jesus, he has no faith. And he starts sinking. And not only do I like think of that stuff, but I look at like the water as like sin. Like, while he had his eyes on Jesus, he was standing above the sin. And then as soon as he took his eyes off Jesus, he started sinking in the sin. And then Jesus had to like save him from it. And like, we're talking about Peter here, the person that Jesus built the church on. Like, Peter has a lot of faith, strong faith, and I just like, I love looking at that story. I'm like, man, I gotta have my eyes on Jesus at all times, and I'm gonna be standing above that sin. I'm gonna be able to do things all through him, and this strong stuff.
Yeah. That scene's in The Chosen, right? I haven't watched The Chosen, but I saw the scene.
It's in The Chosen, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of the
Gospels.
I mean, it's all gospel.
Yeah.
But a lot of his big miracles at the end, or not like miracles, but like big moments in the Bible are like the season finale. That's like one of the season finales. Sorry to spoil it, but
I haven't watched it yet, so.
Well, I've read the book,
Yeah. Me too. Yeah. No, I love that story. I think Peter's a good advocate for like faithfulness and stuff. Well, because he's been unfaithful in times too and stuff, and like,
yeah,
all that, which is cool that it's in the Bible still.
Yeah, I mean, like what you're saying with him being unfaithful. I mean, like probably one of the most famous things, like whenever Jesus got arrested, was him denying Jesus 3 times. And I think it's just funny that like legit like a couple pages before that, Jesus was telling him that he's going to deny him 3 times.
Yeah. Because
he said that like, what would he say? He said, this very night you will all fall on account of me, for it is written, I will strike the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock will scatter. And that's basically saying like, that what it's saying is like Jesus is gonna get arrested that night, and as soon as like he gets taken, they're all gonna scatter. They're gonna flood away, not gonna be like with him anymore. And Peter's like, oh, I would never do that. He's like, I'm never going to do that. I'm always going to be by your side through it all. And Jesus is like, well, actually, you're going to deny me 3 times before the rooster crows. Like,
Yeah.
before the rooster, like, is awake. You know what I mean? And the next chapter, or not the next chapter, this is all the same chapter.
Yeah.
The next page, he denies him 3 times. And the third one, he curses. Like, says, like, no, I'm not him. I'm not with him.
Yeah.
And right after that, like, the rooster crows. Or what does a rooster do? What does it say?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure crow.
Yeah, it says
Yeah.
crows. And, like, Peter knows in that moment, like, what'd I do? Like, what did I just do? And I feel like we're all Peter in that instant where we all believe in Jesus. We all believe in God so much. But we'll all fall short of our faith. Our faith will never be, like, where it should be. And we're all going to fall short. And then right after, we're going to be like, oh, no. Like, I can't believe I just did that. Like, what kind of person am I?
Mhm.
But it's a good feeling to remember, like, who we are talking about. Like, Jesus is gonna forgive us. Like, even through that stuff, like, he forgave Peter, and Peter went on to become the man that he is.
Yeah.
Just like build the church, like one of the foundations of the church still. But like, it's like we always are gonna question our faith. But we always have to remember who we are talking about, the person who is our faith is in.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I mean, I always think of, like, David and Goliath, too. Like, big old bad guy. He's, like, David's not gonna beat him, but
Mm-hmm.
he put his faith in God and won the fight, which is, like, you know, I think everybody has a Goliath too, and it's like, I feel like that, you know, Goliath, whatever it is, anxiety, stress, abuse, whatever, like, I feel like it's always, like, in the way of, like, well, obviously it's in the way of, like, from, like, point A to point B, and when people have that roadblock right there, they just want to give up and stuff, which then, you know, like, David had faith in God, and he beat Goliath, which is, I think everybody can obviously do that with
Mm-hmm.
putting their faith in God.
Yeah. And I know, like, my faith, like, having faith in God, I know I can take all things to him.
Yeah.
You know, like, I know God can handle it all. Like,
Mhm.
there's no waste at the altar with him.
Yeah. No, I read Louis Giglio has a book called Goliath Must Fall, and his, like, right at the beginning of the book, he exclaims, like, Goliath must fall. Like, it will fall.
Mm.
Like, if you have your faith in God, you can get over anything. Any
Yeah.
mountain, any ocean.
Yeah. I mean, that's just something that, like, we all know, like, God is the creator of all things. And there's nothing in this world that is bigger than God.
Yeah.
So there's nothing that he will fear if you have him. Like, when we're with him, there's nothing we should fear because we know he doesn't fear it. So,
Amen.
come on,
Come on now.
with me?
They're not gonna get that.
That's right.
It's all right.
Yeah,
If you know, you know.
not a lot of people know.
Yeah.
But man, God's faithfulness. Legit, just all the stuff that, like, the time of history, like, from the beginning to now and what's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's all God's plan.
Yeah.
And I don't have doubts with it. I know I say this now, I will doubt it eventually, because there's going to be a moment in my life where I don't think God's working in my life, but I know, I should know, like I'm telling myself this now for the future, God is working in my life. He has a plan. He's doing something. And that's something that we all as Christians need to remember, that like even when we don't see him working, he is. And it's such a hard thing to like remember for yourself, that
Yeah.
like, he is working in your life still. No matter if you see it or you do see it,
Yeah.
and you're looking at it and you're like, man, is this actually what he's doing, or is this like something else? Because I don't want this. Like, no. If there's something going on in your life, that's him.
Yeah. Like our pastor Josh Noblet said it a couple weekends ago. He said there's a man behind the scenes that's moving all the scenes he's behind. It's just like we just like looked at each other when he said that. I was like, whoa, that hit.
Yeah.
It's so true.
Because at first, like, we're just like, and then we're like, oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
That's a bar.
It was a bar. And I feel like other people at church were just kind of like, and we're just like, oh.
Yeah, me and you were like, whoa.
We're like, oh. He's speaking.
Yeah. No, I think that's great. Like, saying, I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
It's a good thing to remember.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah, like, we know he's working. But
Always is. Always will be.
yeah. Man. I mean, it's like, through this whole book, it's just legit. It's just all his stuff. And just like a matter of people who are listening to like what
Yeah.
he's saying.
Faithful then, faithful now.
Look what the
was
Lord
gonna-
has done.
Yeah.
He healed my body.
Yo, shout out Elevation Worship.
Dude, I love that song so
I know.
much.
We've been listening to that so much.
We were in a grocery store. I said we weren't going to get topic, but we're going to get off topic. We were in a grocery store, and we were grabbing stuff for a bonfire, like some marshmallows. And it was just me and Will in the store, and we were in one of the aisles, and I was like, just not yelling, but I was just
It's pretty
saying,
loud.
I was saying it loud, just like, look what the Lord has done. Mm. And he's like, you need to stop. I was like, no.
It's so funny.
So I'm professing. Professing, is that a word? Professing.
What are you, is that? What are you trying to say?
I was like, I'm professing.
Like prophesizing? Maybe. I don't think it's a word.
Luke, is that a word?
Prophesying.
I don't even remember what he said
Prophesy.
anymore.
Prophesy.
I heard prophesizing.
I was prefacing. Prophesying.
You were prefacing.
I was
What?
prophesying. I didn't say prophesying. What did I say? I don't even remember what I said.
I don't remember.
Prefacing. Prefacing, that's what I said.
It's been 30 minutes, I think.
Professing.
That's what he said, yeah.
Professing. Is that a word?
I heard prefacing.
I said prophesizing.
You guys are confusing me.
Me too.
Prophesy. Testify.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's whatever. I meant the word that I meant. That's what I meant.
Yeah. I got you.
Subtitles.
I know what you mean. What?
Put subtitles for the word I said.
Oh, yeah. Like, yeah. We were supposed to do that one episode, and I did not, because I never knew what word you were talking about. We're not getting onto this.
I don't even remember. Oh, yeah. Never mind.
Yeah.
You guys were like eyewitness account or
Oh, we did figure it out. It doesn't matter.
firsthand evidence.
So first, I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Anyways, first-hand account. No,
Firsthand
I don't remember.
We're
Anyways,
not doing this again.
testify.
Do you have anything else?
Do I?
I don't know.
I think I said everything I wanted to say.
Okay. I mean, we got good time on it.
Are we? Oh yeah, we are. We're
Yeah.
right on it. Nice.
Yeah, nice. Up top.
Wait.
Falling.
This was our first episode that we got the timing correct. We
Yeah.
didn't mess up what we wanted.
Every
We
time.
spoke what we wanted. That's why I went off topic right there, so I can get that
Oh, yeah?
30-minute mark.
It wouldn't be an episode if you didn't hit the mic either.
Huh?
It wouldn't be an episode if you didn't hit the mic either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This mic's just in my way. I need like one of these mics. Like the earpiece mic, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. So just a reminder, guys, in our Instagram bio, I'm gonna put it in the YouTube bio because I keep forgetting, and I think I can put it in Spotify. Not too for sure. I'm gonna put the Google form in it though, just so if you have any topics that you want covered, you can put it in there. And we only covered. I think we only covered like 2 of them that have been submitted. So next couple episodes we'll probably be touching more on the like submitted topics and stuff. Yeah. If you have anything, you put it there. Or if you can't figure out how to work it, you can DM us on Instagram or us individually. Whatever you want, whatever works.
Yeah, I think. I didn't want to say anything. Never mind.
Okay.
Thank you guys for watching. What? I think I messed up the intro. Whatever.
Intro?
I think I might have been looking at the wrong camera. It's whatever.
all right.
Thank you guys for watching this week's episode. Make sure you go follow us on Instagram at Revision Podcast. Is that what the Instagram is?
Yeah, at Revision Pod.
At Revision Pod.
On, like everything. TikTok's Real Revision Pod, I believe. It'll all be in the somewhere. You'll find it.
Thank you. Oh my god, that's our like outro just.
Yeah. All right. See you guys next time.
Oof.